Therefore his heart is still strong. And therefore as long as the heart beats and the pulse beat is there, what can we do? Although there is total cloud in his brain, but he is living. You can't bury him. Fine. Then the people come and say, Mullah Sahib, the doctors have lifted their hands, so it is for you to enter. Now what to do? Do something to dispatch him. Do something to dispatch him fast. So what are we told to do? Do something, Mullah Sahib. Please do something. Let him die peacefully. So then we start reading Yasin and things like that. There was an old man who refused to die. He was 85. And the doctor said that it's just a matter of heartbeat stopping. And I went there for once and twice, and he simply refused to die. What can we do? Finally, he said, Mullah Sahib, now read Majlis of Imam Hussain, perhaps you will die with that. Now, it means that things have been contrived for dispatching people fast. But it's not so. Well, we read Majlis also, but it was just not to work out. So then, after having heard the elderly people and after having read all this, at least something remains sticks to the mind. I said, was there anything which he loved most? Maybe his children are not here, all of them. Perhaps he would like to hear the voices of his daughters and his sons talking to him, and he might die, because people have got some attachments. Or give him his bank statement. So one man said that, Mullah Sahib, it's really something which we should not tell you. But this man married in 1901, and since then he has one complete bag of very old gold ornaments, which he refused to give even in the children's marriage. When the children got married and grandchildren got married, normally the elderly give away from their own gold and say, this was pure gold in which my ornaments were made, now you from this make your own. But he refused, and that is lying. I said, well, if that is lying, give it to him and keep and place it on his chest, so that he may know that it is still safe. And it was given in his hand. This is not a fiction, it is true, because it happened in my presence, that when that particular bag of gold was placed on his chest, peacefully he went. Feebly clutching it, because there was no strength in the hand to clutch it. Very feebly he clutched it, and he died peacefully. He died because of that pot of gold, see, for which of course he could not breathe his last. Of course he was not going to take it together. But you find people say this, please bring my children before me. All right, they come. He looks at them. If he is a mu'min, if he is a believer, if he is a pious muttaqi, there is no harm in calling all the children at deathbed, provided he tells them to follow Sharia. Tells them and gives them admonition that, look, I am dying. I want you to understand that this day which has come upon me shall come upon you also one day. Live according to Sharia. Live unitedly. Live together lovingly. Respect your other elders and things like that. If I have my debts, I tell them these are my debts. Pay them off. And then I die. It's all right, you read Shahadatain for me, so that I may follow you and read my Shahadatain. That is one way of doing it. But just looking at them because they've all assembled, nothing can happen. Or looking at the bank statement and saying, Alhamdulillah, so much is still there, is just nothing. Or even that pot of gold, for that matter. That is why we have three friends, every one of us. Every one of us. Three companions. One, in this journey of life, we have three companions. One is mapesa, wealth, possession. We love it, really, we love it. Well, let us not be hypocrites. We love it like anything. We value people because of money. So that is one companion. Second companion is the family. We love them. Children, wife, parents, brothers and sisters too. Third I will not name. But these two friends are very intimate. No one can supersede them in intimacy. Right? As I am dying now, the first one to wish me goodbye will be wealth. It will tell me, if at all it speaks, that look, my dear, we have been good friends. But now, at this juncture, what I can provide to you is only your kafan. Kafan? I can provide kafan only. Nothing else. The majlis and Fatiha Khani and Quran Khani after your passing away, that all depends upon your children. If they wish to do. If they wish to do, they will debit you. Otherwise, they will do from their own pocket. But this kafan will come from this wealth. This is the last. And that also only wajib. Sunnat if you wish. If you don't wish, only wajib. 3 clothes. Sunnat is more than 3. That we can provide. But sorry, we can't accompany you any further. So that is the last of the wealth. The next to bid me goodbye is my family. They can come up to my grave and no further. Up to the grave they will come and say, here you are, sir. We have been good companions throughout our lives. You have been a very gentle father, a very good father. We shall always remember you and have 2 minutes silence whenever we remember you. And also Fatiha will be read. Very good, sir, but goodbye. We can't advance further than this. This is the end of it. Close it and go. So these 2 have gone. Imam Ja'far Sadiq salawatullah salamu alayhi says that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when explaining this, said, then there is a third companion whom sometimes you did not like, but he was always with you, and that is your a'mal and your deeds. You did not like. For example, Mulla says that the Prophet has said, every morning as you rise, read Quran. Wapi. Reading Quran every day, man. I want to read newspapers, I want to know about the news, I want to run. One makra is hardly sometimes 5 lines. Sometimes it is more, but 5 lines, 6 lines, one makra. One surah. Can't. Read some dua. No. 2 rakat namaz which is wajib. No. Namaz Zuhr Asr? No. Maghrib Isha also no. Mullah Sahib, we come on Friday. What am I going to do with the Friday? The attendance of Friday does not take me to Jannah. The attendance of Friday is my feeble effort to put the message of our Prophet across. It is a feeble effort by a sinful person like me. It does not convert, nor does it revolutionize. I have a hope on the day of judgment, if Allah has accepted this effort, I might be saved. And if I am saved, I may be making a dua that with me all my mu'mineen be saved. That is it. Some of you might be saved and you make a dua for me that we be saved. Like this. So, we are all prepared. A'mal which we did not like. But sometimes, suppose father tells his son, wake up and pray. Bapa hai, theek che. He prays. Allahu Akbar. Mother says, read Quran. Alright. A'mal which you did not like. The Jamaat says you will not get Sahri unless you finish A'mal on the Quran with the Quran on your head. Takes half an hour. And then Joshan Kabir. You are waiting for Sahri, but you have been grilled through the A'mal which we hate. Sometimes we hate. We think it is too long, too lengthy. So those A'mal which we did, although we did not like very much, writing of charity, khums, zakat, sadaqat, nazar, minnat, going for hajj, going for ziyarat, rather than going to other places, going to hajj and ziyarat, I particularly put emphasis to going to umrah, where there is no attraction but the house of God. You could have gone to Paris, you could have gone to Stockholm, you could have gone to Trollhättan, you could have gone to anywhere else. You did not go, you went to a house of Allah for umrah. It's a sacrifice you did. The amal which you may not have liked very much, you would have enjoyed much more in Paris. But you went there and you came. These are amal and sila raham. my own brother or nauzubillah sister or anyone who has wronged me, I am told not to wrong her or him and to make amends with him. It's a sacrifice. I know that it is a question of self-respect, but I still go because Allah wants me not to break with my blood relations. All these amal which I did not like, but I did. And these will accompany me. The Prophet said the only friend which will come into the grave with you will be your a'mal, and it will tell you, look, the wealth is gone, the family is gone, I am going to be with you till you enter Jannah. This is the thing. Something which the Prophet said, and when he said this, people started thinking that it seems there is a continuity. There is no salam in Sharia which does not have a reciprocal salam. If I tell you salamun alaykum, it is wajib upon you to answer wa alaykum salam. To say salam is sunnat, to respond is wajib. You go to Qabristan and there is one complete board which has been kept. Assalamu alaikum, ya ahla la ilaha illallah. Salam upon you, or people of Tawheed and believers of unity of God. Where is the answer? Where is the answer? If those who are there are perished, non-existent, having no feelings and no response whatsoever, then what is the meaning of salam? The question is answered by the Prophet himself, that those who are dead, they hear more than you do and they see more than you do. They answer you back in telling us, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Not only that, but Imam Ali used to go to Qabristan, Janatul Baqi, and sometimes say something. He said, salam upon you, O people who have gone before us, from a man who is going to follow you. Salam upon those who have gone before, from a person who is soon going to follow. Do you know what has happened after you have left? Imam has said this. Sometimes I thank God that we don't know Arabic. Had we known, we would not have said this. We tell him, I have come to tell you, do you know what has happened after you left the society and your family? Your wife got remarried to somebody else. Your house is occupied by somebody else. Your property has been occupied by somebody else. Your wealth is being utilized by somebody else. Do you know that this has happened? Now this is the meaning of the message which Ali ibn Abi Talib is giving while the people are listening, telling them that this is the sum total and result of every effort that is misguided on earth, that you are not the master of it. If you have handed over to Allah, you take only that which you do. The rest is not yours. It doesn't take even for the day of Qiyamah to come. Before the day of Qiyamah, that which is not mine is manifestly not mine. How many incidents of widows getting remarried? How many incidents of occupied properties resold and occupied by somebody else? How many things? People who talk of history will tell you, this belonged to Mr. X. It then happened so and so, it belongs to Mr. Z. It doesn't take a day of Qiyamah to come and change. Before that, things change. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may give us that courage to face that last moment of our life, which will come. It will come even if you are in fortresses. It will come even if you are in very big buildings. It will come even if you hide behind the mimbar or anywhere. It will come with all the nazar and manta. It will come. Because every hadith tells us that the protection of a person is done by its own death. It's a paradox. We are all being protected by our death. Understand what I say? Death or the day of death is known in Arabic as ajal. We say in English ajal, in Urdu also we say ajal, in Gujarati we say ajal, in Kiswahili also we say ajal, ajali me fika. Ajal has reached. Ajal is a time of departing from earth. Imam Ali in Nahj Balagha says everyone is protected by ajal. That means as long as the date hasn't come in, nothing can happen to him. So you are actually protected by the day of your death. As long as it is not dawned, nothing can happen to you. You will live. On the day that is determined that you are going to pass away, there is no nazar, no mannat, no dua, nothing. It is going to happen, it shall happen. Try to understand this. So, at that particular moment, the Prophet said that there are mu'mineen and mu'minat. When they die before the time of death comes, malaika come there and say, "Oh mu'min, do you want to go or do you want to stay behind?" In the omnipotence of Allah, in His Qudrah, nothing is impossible. You want to stay behind or you want to go? You say it. Allama Iqbal says, "Khudi ko kar baland itna कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रिजा क्या है." Lift yourselves up and up, to an extent that before every destiny, the Lord Himself asks you, "Tell me what is your pleasure? Tell me what is your pleasure? बता तेरी रिजा क्या है?" And at that particular moment, Allah Rahma says Hazrat Ibrahim lived for very long. Hazrat Ibrahim lived very long. When the time of death came, Malakul Maut came after salam and all the due respect and courtesy. He said, "Ya Khalilullah, oh friend of Allah, the time is come." He said, "For what?" He said, "For going." "Oh?" He said, "Yes." "So soon?" With all the long grey beard. "So soon?" Malakul Maut said, "It's not so soon. You are already approaching 100. You are old. You have children and grandchildren. You have fulfilled your mission. The time is up. And of course it is because of you that I am talking to you this way. I am not supposed to inform you.